So how much time it took you to apply the right system and learning to reach to that 120 number of applications? How many jobs you were applying per day that you were able to reach to 120? So how much time it took in terms of weeks or days?
So as we had the defined systematic process where we applied only for 5 jobs. You said like at least 5 jobs you should apply. Like maximum is anything, but at least 5 jobs per day.
If you have to answer in one line, looking at your own journey, looking at others' journey, and now you know a lot of people who have moved abroad and they got the job the similar way what you have done. If somebody asks you, is it possible, a person who has tried a lot of things and has no idea, if somebody asks you, is it possible that you can find a job abroad? And it's a doable game for anyone if they are coming with a conviction, if they're ready to surrender themselves to the learning, and if they're saying that, okay, I'll do whatever it takes. If somebody comes with that mindset, what do you say? Is it a sure shot 100% game that anybody can make it happen? This is Global Job Stories, a simple series where we talk to real people who moved abroad, built their life from scratch and now living their journey. No scripts, no filters, just real experience, real struggles and real wins. If you are someone thinking about going abroad, this series will actually help you to understand how it feels like. Let's begin. Today we have Saurabh with us, who moved to Germany as a Java Backend developer and built his life step by step there. In this episode, we will decode his journey, the struggles, mistakes, and the exact path that helped him find a job in Germany. Hi, Saurabh.
Yeah, hi Abhishek.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm really good. So I'm really looking forward for this podcast today. And this is a new series that we are starting on YouTube.
Yeah.
And see, the simple one-liner intention from this session and many more to come is that how to share the bottom ideas with everyone whosoever is out there who is struggling to find a job abroad, and how to help them in the simplest form so that as many as possible people who are serious, they can find the job abroad. Okay, so this is with that intention I want to start this series. So a very warm welcome, Saurabh, to this global job series. Okay, so in this particular series I want you to talk like a normal person. Now I know when you have moved to Germany, I want you to decode the path for somebody who is sitting in India and only dreaming about how he or she can find a job in Germany. So this is what we will be talking about in today's podcast, and this is a new series what we are starting. So like you, this is for me also, it's the new beginning, although you are the first guest onto this channel, and I wish you a lot of success. And also whosoever would be watching it, I want to wish each and everyone them of a lot of success from this series. Okay, so if someone sitting in India right now, he or she thinks कि Germany जाना है, this is the idea that a person, he or she has in his mind. So what would you guide, how it is possible now when you have moved to Germany? What is the step and what is the path that you can guide to somebody if somebody is looking for moving to Germany?
So firstly, maybe I'll set some background. Like when I was in college or like in school, I have never dreamt of moving to Europe or moving outside India. So there was no feeling, or I don't had that thought like I will move to Europe someday. But once I started with my job, I got an opportunity to be in Europe, and it was for basically 6 months only, and then I was back in India, and then I tried really hard to get something in Europe. It was very difficult thing to crack. Basically, the CV doesn't get shortlisted. So first thing I would advise anyone in India is to basically make the CV structured, like to have it custom made for each and every job posting. So that is I think the most important aspect of job hunting abroad.
So what are the kind of so if I ask you, so what was your situation before Germany, and like the job or the mindset or the struggle, what you used to think that, okay, what this would happen once I moved to Germany? So what you used to think when you were in India?
So when I was in India, so the work-life balance was really not good actually, and basically there was no separation between my personal life and professional life. So this was the most important thing for me at that time, and the workload also was too much. Anytime you can get a call and you need to open your laptop and work. So that is what I felt back when I was in India. But once I have moved here, like that was also the thought, like I had known like the work-life balance is pretty good in Europe. That is what I was expecting, and that is what I am having right now.
And did you have any fear in your mind that, okay, if I go abroad, this is what will happen? So, what are the kind of ideas what you used to have in your mind, or the self-doubt what you used to have?
So yeah, there were some self doubts. Even after getting a job here, you still feel like, what happens if I'm fired? Because you see, because of the situation and the things happening in the world, there are lots of layoffs, and yeah, it really comes to your mind. But then you have to focus on what is in your hand, like giving your best actually. And even if something like that would happen, how you can cope up with that. So that is what I really had in my mind, and that is what has made me to be here now.
And be very honest now. So, how difficult was it for you to get interview calls? And because you need to get interview calls to clear and to get the offer letter at the first hand. So, what do you
Yeah.
think, and how would you suggest somebody who is trying to find a job in Germany, to be specific, that how doable it is or how difficult it is to get the interview calls, and what they should do if they want to get more number of interview calls, if they're not getting their resume shortlisted or not even reaching to the stage of the interview today?
So for this as well, I'll set a background before. I would say like from the December of 2024 till Jan 2025. I continuously applied many jobs on LinkedIn or some of the job portals directly, because it is very easy to apply on those job portal, and you don't need to have change anything. You just use your profile and apply there. And I would say like at least 500 application I would have done at that time with zero positive feedback. Then I moved on. Like in Jan 2025, I started with the AIH sessions. We took a pause of, I think, 4 weeks, where you said like, don't apply on anything once you are sorted with the application procedure and processes. Then you start on it. So then I made my CV in the proper format for each job, basically tailoring it for each job, finding out the right keyword I need to put in. And before like the sessions, my resume was of 3 pages. So I literally cut it down to half. It's now 1.5 pages. So that is one of uh, what I can say is optimization I did.
So, how many applications you made after learning the right way? Okay, this is the right way. Now I need to make the number of applications. If you remember, what was the approximate count?
So I would tell like the approximate count was somewhere around 200, but
Okay.
the companies for which I got the interview shortlisting was maybe around the 125th application in my list.
Okay.
So this was the situation
That's
because one,
interesting.
yeah.
So, how much time it took you to apply the right system and learning to reach to that 120 number of applications? How many jobs you were applying per day that you were able to reach to 120? So, how much time it took in terms of weeks or days?
So as we had the defined systematic process where we applied only for 5 jobs. You said like at least 5 job you should apply. Like maximum is anything, but at least 5 job per day. So the simple thing was I was applying only for 5 jobs, or maybe if I get time, I would extend maybe to 6 jobs per day. I started like initial 4 weeks. We didn't do any application. So I started roughly around Feb doing this applications. But initially it was very so, like I was not able to find 5 jobs, relevant 5 jobs. Feb, starting of the Feb, I started applying to the
Okay.
jobs, and
Okay.
by I think mid of April I was like
Wow.
having the offer in hand.
So February, March, April. So
Yeah.
that's it. You had the offer letter in your hand. That's
Yes.
amazing, Saurabh. Okay, would you like to talk about what were the kind of mistakes that you were making before you started to follow the right system? So what were the kind of mistakes that you were making that others could be doing right now, that they are maybe they're going by volume, but they are doing it the wrong way, and that's why they apply for few jobs, maybe 50, 100 jobs, and then they say no, it's not for me. I don't know who are those people who are getting the jobs in Germany or Sweden or US and different places. So, what would you like to talk about this?
So by nature, we sometimes tend to quantity as a more focus than quality sometimes. So this is what I was also doing. I was trying to apply on lots of job in a day, maybe 10, 15 on LinkedIn, just clicking on the apply, but it was not helping me out. So I would really say like the quality matters. So in terms of application, what quality is, you see the job posting, you see what you need to do, then you tailor made your resume, CV, you update it, and then you do the application in the right way, and then you follow the systematic way to track down the application, what was the outcome of that application. So that is what I followed, and then also we worked on LinkedIn as well. So that is also very important to when we are connected to lots of people. So if your profile is not good, whether or not you have the skill, if you are not able to showcase that on your CV or on your LinkedIn profile, it won't help you. So
Can you talk more about LinkedIn? That if somebody is watching this podcast or this series later on, what are the
mm,
actionable items you would suggest so that they can do those changes on their LinkedIn so that they can start to attract recruiters if somebody is looking for a job specifically in Germany? So, what are the kind of things what recruiters check in Germany from the cultural perspective, from the technical perspective? So, what would you suggest?
okay, so maybe I won't have that much idea around what the HR is looking for in Germany, but what I followed was having my profile picture right, having my profile description, the header right, what I am good at, what I have in my experience, what I did, and then polishing maybe your profile, having the experiences. Uh, we sometimes tend to write a lot of things there, but nobody has time. Literally, nobody has time to read each and everything. They will just read the first line of your profile and then you are skipped. So that is what happening. So that one line should be enough to catch attention. So that is what I think would be enough.
So now I want to ask you that if whosoever is watching this session, if you have to answer in one line, looking at your own journey, looking at others' journey, and now you know a lot of people who have moved abroad and they got the job the similar way what you have done. If somebody asks you, is it possible, a person who has tried a lot of things and has no idea, if somebody asks you, is it possible that you can find a job abroad? And it's a doable game for anyone if they are coming with the conviction, if they're ready to surrender themselves to the learning, and if they're saying that, okay, I'll do whatever it takes. If somebody come with that mindset, what do you say? Is it a sure shot 100% game that anybody can make it happen?
So in life, nothing is impossible. If you have determination, you need to have some patience. Things eventually fall in place. So you have to keep trying. This is what I can add here because, like, I have seen people with mindset like people coming to me and asking a review for you, basically, how your courses are. So yeah, I have seen people like they say like whether it is good or not. To them also, I explain this like, see, this is a process. Abhishek can tell you the process what you need to follow, and this is what you need to follow, and then you need to do the hard work. He is like a guide. Okay, it's not sure shot that you will get something like if you don't try. It's only not you are telling something and then I will get the job. It's not like that. You need to apply that. It will be sometime issue because you are not the only one applying for it. It will take time eventually, and you need to reach that level maybe, or you need to refine your skill to get out of the crowd basically.
So true. So you
So
can
yeah,
fail as many times as possible. And since you mentioned about that, yeah, people are coming back to you or others who have moved abroad from
yeah.
AIH. The reason we are having it on YouTube now, because all the success stories, all the results what we have are contained in AIH platform. Okay, but now I want even people who are not part of AIH, people who are outside AIH, for them also I want something that they can watch these kind of sessions, what would be happening, and learn from these sessions, apply and get job. Even if they're not part of it, I'm okay with it. But I want people to fulfill their goals and dreams, and that is why we are doing it for the first time on the open internet, which will be going to YouTube. So thank you so much, Saurabh, for mentioning that. And you rightly said that if we are buying a gym membership but we are not going to the gym,
Not
then nothing will happen. So that's
yeah,
the same case here. So I'm guiding with the best practices, we are learning from each other in the group, we are applying, and definitely people will fail. That is
yeah.
part of the game, but eventually you will win, and that is the most important thing. uh, did you ever think for one day or for a one moment in your journey that no, this is, I'm not gonna do this, I would not be able to achieve this? I don't know who are those people. So did it come to you while you were applying, while you were getting rejections, or while you were seeing failures? How did you manage that in your mind?
So if I say no, so then I will be speaking false information, because yeah, you sometimes feel doubtful on yourself. Sometimes it happens. So yeah, but for me, the good thing was we were really connected. Like on, we used to have sessions on Sunday and Thursday as well, and I was the one to maybe leave the session very last. Like I used to attend like full time, like to the part where people ask questions, because that was the time when even my doubts would get cleared. That session basically kept me motivated around, like, keep doing what I was doing, keep following the process what I was doing.
So even if somebody want to try by himself or herself, they just want to play the game by themselves, what would be your advice and suggestion for them coming from you when you have already made it happen? That what was the best strategy that you used that helped you got your first interview call? So what they
Okay.
need to do?
Firstly, they need to find out relevant job posting. So you can see, like, already see like which job they are offering relocation, whether you are eligible for it or not. Maybe they have set a experience level so high that you are not eligible to that job itself, or there are some language barrier for that position. So you need to filter out those job first, on what you are applying firstly, because if you are applying on the wrong job, then 50% of your work is like going in wrong direction. So first thing would be finding out the right or the relevant job, and then uh, doing a systematic application on those, finding out the keyword required for that job, and having those keyword in your resume. We talked about the LinkedIn profile already, so have a good looking LinkedIn profile, because maybe it would happen like after reading your resume, the HR may want to see your profile itself on LinkedIn. So I think if you do these things right, and then be persistent, be regular with your approach of application, things will eventually happen.
Can you also talk about your technical domain, sort of that what you do in your day-to-day life from the technical side? What is your domain? And is that different work, technically speaking, what you were doing in India versus what you are doing in Germany? On the technical part, how is it that different or same? Or what exposure you have more after living in Germany for a while now?
So while I was in India, I was working as a Java backend developer. So I was mostly with the Java Spring Boot microservices and cloud. Uh, but once I have moved here, what I realized is you need to be an all-rounder. So it is not that you will be limited to your profile. You need to sometimes work on things you don't know. So it's kind of a learning. You become accustomed to this. Like you feel like you can do this stuff as well. So for now, like uh, I'm working on development part as well. I'm doing validation also for others. So I'm developing my code as well, and I'm then testing others' code as well. And I'm even involved in sometime in security analysis task. That's a range of tasks I'm doing right now.
Wearing a different hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you see AI getting involved into your work? How much exposure that you are getting? And what are the kind of, on day-to-day basis, what are kind of tools what you are using? Don't mention any specific company-specific tools which is compliant based, no. But in general, I'm asking. So how you're learning AI and how do you see the learning side of it going for you being in Germany?
This way, like on AI part, we are lacking because of the domain I'm in. So I would not want to talk about the domain much, but we are right now not on the path of moving towards AI in this
Okay.
domain. So that's why we don't like have any focus on AI yet. But maybe it will come maybe after 5 years in this domain as well, but not yet. So it's right now not happening in my domain, but yeah, I'm still outside my work. Whenever I get time, I am having some trainings related to AI to brush up my skills. Whenever, you never know when they will require it, or when they will switch to it.
So true.
Yeah,
Yeah, so because in more or less all the domains, people started to upgrade their
yeah.
skill set. And see, personally, if you ask me, after connecting with thousands of folks on regular basis, personally, I do not see AI as a threat. I see this as a very good friend that we need to start upgrading our skill set. So I'm personally into network security, data center, and that
Hmm.
side of it. So the faster you can learn those skills, faster you can enhance yourself for the future
Yeah.
vision. Okay, it depends the whichever side we see it. If we see the scarier side, and then all those kind of things start to appear. But if we see the brighter side, we train ourselves and we prepare ourselves that what we should be doing in next 6 months, 1 year, because
Yes.
eventually we all have to work. Eventually we
Work.
all have to take care of our families. Okay, so let's talk about your family side. How your mom, how your dad, how your family felt now when you are living in Germany. So are they already proud and they're telling the relatives how that thing is going on?
For the parents, it's really big thing. And when I broke this news at my house, everyone was happy, really happy, and even I was like really happy. And uh, I used to call my mom daily, and I think while I'm living here, I used to talk more to my family now, because
So
when I
true.
was in India, I was usually busy with my work, that even I was doing work from home, I was not able to talk to them. Maybe just having lunch or dinner with them and then leaving to work on my laptop. So that is how the situation was then, and now it is like it's an 8-hour job. Once I'm back, I will make a call to my mom and maybe talk an hour with her. So
So true.
this is what happening.
Yeah. So let's talk about visa sponsorship, Saurabh, because a lot of people have this question, and it is one of our bigger blockages in mind. Okay. See, what happens is, speaking from experience, people will pick one point which they find difficult to crack. Example, visa sponsorship, and then they do not take action, or even if they take action, they think, no, no, because this is the problem, I would not be able to do it. Okay, can you talk about visa sponsorship? It could be little difficult for a normal person to find out visa sponsorship job, but once you understand this game, the visa sponsorship and relocation, once you understand about the hidden market, how to search, where to search, how to understand about the registered sponsor, so it is possible to find a visa sponsorship job, and people can actually move to the place where they want to move it. Just talk about it from your understanding and your learning, what you have learned.
Even I was not aware of like we have this much visa sponsored jobs. So uh, yeah, we actually even you'll not find much job on LinkedIn which is mentioning visa sponsorship. So you need to go through lots of platform, maybe target the market you want to be in, and then we have the custom filters there to search basically if they have these terms or not. So these are basically available. Visa sponsorship job is like available because we know like there is a shortage of skilled labor in every European country. So there are lots of jobs and there are lots of portals where you will be able to find a visa sponsorship job.
Jobs
Hmm.
are enough. So at least for the sincere people who really want a job abroad, for them jobs are here. I'll tell you what used to happen in the beginning. So people will ping you on LinkedIn. This is my resume. Can you refer me? This is how I used to get. Probably you are also going through the same
Yeah.
phase. Okay. But when you tell them something, okay, fix your LinkedIn, do these things, either they will not come back or they'll say, no, no, tell me something fast. Can you directly refer me? So problem what I see in the society right now is we want everything fast. We do not have patience. I always say this is a game. If we play it with the right rules, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, okay, about that much time people start to see good amount of results. Nobody can guarantee what's happening in the world outside due to a lot of reasons, but a decent person applying decently should see something good coming around these timelines. Okay, but
Yeah.
we need to be really applying the jobs the right way, looking at the market, understand the market. Don't afraid of failing the interviews, because each interview that you are failing is preparing you for the new one. Okay, so apply for as many jobs as possible using the right methods and then prepare for the interview, and there is no shortage of visa sponsorship based jobs if you know where to apply and how to apply. Okay, very good, Saurabh. And you talked about the language, that whenever we are going out the language is different for somebody who is looking for a job in Germany, and you also speak English. And I know
English.
a lot of people who speak normal and basic English like you and me, and they are able to find jobs easily. So, how would you like to break this myth that yes, if you know the language, it is easier to connect with people, but this is not a 100% mandatory thing that you need to learn German first and then find a job? Please talk about it so that people are not holding themselves back just because of the language reason.
Uh, so the thing is, like, yes, there are jobs which require German language, but there are lots of job, maybe around 50% in Germany itself, where English is fine with the job. So I would say the organizations which are working, let's say, on multiple location within Europe. So like you are in Sweden, so they speak Swedish. I'm in Germany, they speak German, and someone from Spain would be speaking Spanish. And if an organization is at a multiple location, they will be looking for someone having English, like they know English, because
Yeah.
for them also they need to communicate with each other, else there would be a problem within the organization itself. So maybe targeting a multi country, which organization which has its offices in different
It always
European
helps.
countries, so it will help.
So let's quickly summarize our conversation, Saurabh. For somebody sitting in India or any part of the world right now, and they're looking for a job in Germany or any other part of Europe, so if they are starting from scratch, so what they should do first? So let's keep it a short and crisp answer for them, so that know what is the checklist they need to follow.
They should focus on quality, like improving their CV, targeting relevant jobs, and then having right skill, the right keyword in your CV, and also connecting with people on LinkedIn, because
Referrals.
referrals also, they are like free pass to interview.
Yes. Okay, so let me ask you this now. Do you think it was completely worth it moving to Germany if you go back to few months and compare where you were and where you are now? So do you think it was completely worth it moving where you are living? And to people like you and me who are still part of IT domain and they are in their jobs, we are always into that paying the EMIs loop most of the time, paying the EMIs loop. And how would you say that that has changed for you now when you have moved here? You have much better peace of mind and you're able to take care of those things much easily than you used to. Talk about this.
Firstly, the work life balance, your peace of mind, your work life, like it is separated out with your personal life. They are totally two different things here. No one will gonna message you on weekend. Yeah, they will message you for doing some fun activity. That's sure, that is the possibility, and you can go with them. There are no work pressure, nothing, like they don't expect you to work on Saturday or Sunday, which is nowadays very common. Like it has become like habitual in India right now. So
Okay.
that is one thing with uh, and I would also like to talk about the health, basically. The
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, so
important.
the thing here is, we all are insured, and then if you have any issue, medicines are literally free. There are like a
Yes.
token of amount you need to pay, and your medicine bills are like totally free. And then if you are sick also, nobody gonna ask you to do anything. They will be like, say you how you are, and they will ask you to leave immediately if you are at office. So this happened with me. Like while I was in office, I started to have redness in my eyes, and then the office manager came to me like, you can go home and you can take leave and you are free to not join office tomorrow as well if it is not better. So the thing here is, like, for 3 days they won't ask you question. If you are on sick leave, they won't ask you any question. You can take leave for 3 days continuously, but for 4th day you need to get a certificate from doctor. So
Yes.
in this also they trust you so
What you say.
much.
So trust factor
Yeah.
is definitely at the next level. So everybody trust each other. So society and culture, it works on
Hmm.
trust. That is true.
Yeah.
And people won't lie. You will see
Yeah.
they'll say the thing as it is. They'll not try to modify it
Yes.
and they'll not try to make it easy or difficult. So they'll keep it as it is. So rightly said. Okay, let me ask you what has changed in you as a person once you came here. So what do you think? Okay, this has changed in me in last few months. What is that?
Okay, so the thing was, while I was in India, like I was stuck in a loop basically, in job loop basically, I would say, because once you start doing work, you are working maybe till 10, till 11, and then you go back, um, have food, go back to sleep, and then the schedule become pretty late for you. You wake up late, and it is already the time to go back to the office. So you are stuck in that loop. So what I'm finding here, right, is like uh, I am having some time to spend on myself. like on my health as well.
So true.
Maybe I can go for a jogging, or I can do any exercise like in the evening, in the morning. So I have lots of time. So, and one more thing I wanted to add, like while I was working in India, like whenever I would be in office, once I'm in the office, maybe I won't see the sun outside. I will leave the office at night, it will already be dark. But at least here I'm like in summers because winters are very short. So in
Yes,
summers,
yes,
at
yes.
least I'm
You
able
can
to
see
see
the
the sun.
sun.
And
Good.
yeah,
Very good point, Saurabh. And since you and me, we both talked about our India life, and we also would be talking about the same thing to the more guests who would be coming.
yeah,
I just want to clarify this on cam, and we will keep it in the recording. I just want to clarify this part that it's not about any particular company or any particular city. No, it's about in general the way of culture, the work culture is. Okay, so it is
yeah,
nothing good or bad about any particular company. We respect me and him. I know him very well. We all respect our the companies from where we have worked, and we have some amazing, amazing, amazing people we have worked. It is in general about the work culture what we are talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Very good. So, on that note, just one more question I would like to ask you before we wrap up our today's amazing session, which is uh, what is your one line guidance that you want to share for somebody who is dreaming of moving to Germany but feeling stuck? So, what do you want to say? The punchline that you want to say, okay, do this, and that will help you find the job in Germany. And it is possible to find a job in Germany. Just do this. Go for it, Saurabh. The final punch.
So I would say focus on this approach, like what you are doing while applying on jobs. Tailor your resume, seize every opportunity you have to make connection and get a referral, because that is a direct pass to your interview.
Very
Yeah,
good. Thank you so much, Saurav. So you might have heard a few times about resume, about LinkedIn, because these are the tools which are in your control that you can do. So it's not about how many applications you are applying, it's about how you are applying for those particular applications. So visa sponsorship is not a problem. English jobs is not a problem. Your experience is not a problem. If you're handling everything right, and if you're applying to the specific position which matches and aligns with you as a person and as a role, and yes, even if you're somebody failing a few times, keep going, and one day you will actually win this game, and you would be able to make your family proud, your country proud, that yes, you are representing India, you're representing your family, and yes, that you have made it happen. So this is a game which each one of you can win, so keep going. So thank you so much, Saurav, once again for your time, and I wish you great success ahead, and we'll stay in touch, and through this medium and many more, we will help as many as people possible so that everybody can find a job into their dream country. Yeah. So thank you so much once again,
thank
Saurabh,
you
for your
so much.
time. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is just the beginning. Many more real global success stories are coming. And I also want to hear from you that what type of topics and stories you want me to cover next. Which country, which role, or what struggle you are facing right now. Just drop in the comments and I read everything. And if you're serious about finding a job abroad, start taking action from today.